Are you starting a collection, wanting to start a collection, or want to level up your collection? You're in the right place. We're going to go through all the details, what I think is the best way to start, and why I think it's going to be the best collecting you will ever do. The one principle that you have to follow to successfully collect in the Pokemon space.
He is the one.
And if you don't follow this rule, you are going to end up with a Mod Podge of product, and you are going to look at it 10 years down the line, and you're just not going to know where you started, why you started, and where you are today.
What have I done?
And that is what I want you to avoid. So follow this one principle, and I promise you that 5, 10, 20 years down the line, you will have a beautiful collection, and you will know exactly why you did it the way you did. This principle is simple. It is the one principle. Yes, you heard me right. O-N-E, one.
Another one.
The one principle is that you pick one thing to collect. And I don't mean one card, because that would be bloody ridiculous. What I mean is focus. Focus on one set, one Pokemon, one product, one thing that you want to collect.
There can be only one.
You say, Steph, that seems really, really boring.
Step it up, find something new. You're boring.
I promise you it isn't. Now, I'm going to show you the principle in its wonderful glory by showing you my collection. I have a collection of Slowpokes, my favorite Pokemon. And here it is. This is not the whole collection, but this is one of my binders. This is my Slowpoke binder. Now, like I said, I just came back into the Pokemon space. I was a Poke collector when I was much younger, and I just came back into the space, and I really wanted to collect Slowpokes. And so this is part of the why that we started the channel. I really wanted to come back into collecting, but I didn't want to collect everything. It just didn't seem to make sense. This is one of my most expensive cards here, my Slowpoke, and we actually have a new card for the collection. Yes, this beautiful, beautiful Slowpoke from the brand new, one of the brand new sets, the Scarlet and Violet set. So this is what one collection can look like. Of course, things could be different. Maybe you want to collect one product. Like I mentioned, one product could be Elite Trainer boxes. I know people who love to collect sealed product, and they like to collect Elite Trainer boxes, put them in beautiful, beautiful protective cases, and put them on display. Some of them have absolutely beautiful, beautiful art on them. So this is something you could collect. Next up, we could do booster boxes. Now, this is something most people don't necessarily collect for sealed reasons. They open them up, but collectible completely. Box collectors, people that collect promos, people who only collect all of the promos, people who collect jumbo cards. There are so many ways to collect, guys. If you don't focus your collection on one thing, you are going to get so distracted by every product that's constantly coming on the scene, constantly being thrown at you. I would highly encourage you, pick your favorite Pokemon and collect absolutely every card that's ever been created for that Pokemon. Keep in mind, some Pokemons have hundreds of cards, some have less. And so your collection may take a lot longer than others. Now, of course, tastes change, things can change. And so, yeah, if you decide to collect one set and you decide to master a set, of course, when you're done mastering that set, you may decide to, pick your favorite Pokemon and collect all those cards. But it's all about understanding your why.
Why?
And I say that really, really specifically because knowing why you're collecting and understanding why you're doing what you're doing is really, really important. If you don't know what I mean by your why, it can be really complicated, but I'm going to say that it's really simple. Obviously, we collect for fun. Most of the time, it's really just that simple. And so if you're having fun keep doing it. But if you realize down the road at one point you're just not having fun anymore, or it's just not the same fun that you used to be having, maybe it's time to sit down and reconsider your collecting goals and realize that maybe it's time to tweak those goals and look at something else. Maybe it's time to sell some of your collection so you can change to another one. Who knows what that looks like for you? Maybe you've been collecting for a while and you clicked on this video because you know what? Maybe it's time to change a little bit and look at something else to collect. Whatever that looks like for you, it needs to be specific.
Be specific.
Collecting everything under the sun and letting the FOMO of the Pokemon world take over and make decisions on your money is not the right way to do it. There is so much stuff out there and so many decisions constantly being made about product that you cannot let everything out there decide where your money is going and what you're spending your money on.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
You need to take control and really have your set goals decided so that you can really understand how and where your money is going to go for your own collection. And that brings me to my other comment. If you're just starting to collect, it can be really easy to blow budgets and spend money willy-nilly on Pokemon cards. And that's something I really don't want you guys to do. So set a very specific budget on how much money you want to spend, that it be on a monthly, yearly, quarterly basis, so that you have a very, very set budget on how much you want to spend on Pokemon cards. At the end of the day, is not a necessity of life, as much as I wish it was.
Oh, come on!
We don't want people, losing homes and things like that over Pokemon cards. I haven't heard any major horror stories. You just never know. And the reality is, as much as we love our cards, we want to keep it within reasonable limits, okay? So just keep that in mind and make sure if you're just starting, things can get expensive very, very quickly.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
And you want to make sure that you are keeping within reasonable budgets for yourself, whatever that number is.
Money.
I'm not going to tell you how much to spend on Pokemon cards, of course, but make sure that it works for you and your family. I hope this video has answered all of your collecting questions. If you have any other questions at all, please leave them in the comments down below and I'd be happy to answer. We'll see you next week, and don't forget to keep on chasing on. There's still lots of time to win Tuesday's giveaway. Check it out over here.